There are icons, and then there is Marilyn Monroe. The legendary star would have turned 100 tomorrow. We begin with Tracy Smith on a century of Marilyn.
There is a river called the River of No Return.
It's been said that she was uncomfortable in front of a camera, but she was one of the most photographed women of the 20th century.
You're having a heat wave, a tropical heat wave.
And now, in a world where it seems everyone is fighting for attention, her influence and her legacy stand taller than ever.
I wanna be loved by you, just you, nobody else but you. I wanna be loved by you alone. Boop-boop-be-doo.
For the ultimate movie star, it's no surprise that the Motion Picture Academy Museum in Los Angeles is going big.
Then someone broke my heart in Little Rock.
And then, of course, this is from the Little Rock number. This is a cut scene from the 7-Year Itch where she dresses up like Mae West.
Curator Sophia Serrano and museum director Amy Homa put together a collection of all things Marilyn, including some of her more dazzling film costumes. Marilyn Monroe, Hollywood icon, opens today.
When you tell people, hey, we have a Marilyn exhibition coming up, what's the reaction?
Excitement. The fire has not extinguished. People still want to connect with Marilyn, whether they've seen all of these films or whether they're going to be introduced to these titles for the first time through our exhibition. She is everlasting.
Do you have a white whale, the one thing that you knew you had to get for this exhibition?
The pink dress from Gentlemen Prefer Blondes.
A kiss on the hand may be quite continental, but diamonds are a girl's best friend.
You remember the dress, that pink silk number with the gloves, from a scene with the song you can't forget either.
Diamonds.
Of course they tracked it down, and of course there's a story behind it. The dress is actually a last-minute stand-in. The original design was a lot more revealing, but during production, some nude photos that Marilyn had shot years earlier came to light. So, to tone down her racy image a bit, the studio head ordered up the more modest pink dress for the song. Diamonds! The dress and the film were hits, but for Marilyn, it was just another hurdle.
In many ways, she represents resilience, and that is, I think, something that's really relatable and something that a lot of people can draw on for inspiration when they have their own challenges.
For I must have you or no one, and so I'm through with love.
Before she was Marilyn, she was Norma Jeane, a child of divorce who lived in a string of foster homes. In fact, to avoid going to a new foster home, she got married at age 16 to a 21-year-old neighbor, James Dougherty. Husband number 2 was better known, baseball legend Joe DiMaggio. And number 3 was playwright Arthur Miller, who wrote this movie, The Misfits, for her.
I never really saw anything grow before. How tiny those seeds were. And yet they know they're supposed to be lettuces.
You say the darndest things. You know that, don't you?
Marilyn Monroe made 29 films, some of them true classics, but none of it came easy. She had a reputation for being moody and, later in her career, chronically late, often keeping crews and directors waiting for hours.
It took a lot for her to get ready. Her makeup routine took hours. The costuming often took a lot of work to get it just right. She would spend hours in front of a mirror just rehearsing and prepping before going onto the set. But a lot of people always say what you did get was 100% worth it.
She never did win an Oscar, but today her image alone is big business. When Marilyn died, she left nearly everything to her acting coach, Lee Strasberg, and in 2011, his widow sold most of Marilyn's estate to a company called Authentic Brands Group, who now license her image worldwide on artwork and products from champagne to fake fingernails. What's more, Marilyn has upwards of 15 million followers on social media, many of them young, says Authentic Brands' Dana Carpenter.
About 54% of that following is under the age of 34.
Why do you think that is? Why are young people still interested in Marilyn Monroe?
I would like to believe that they really like her self-starter story. I think that really left a mark on a lot of people.
Oh, waiter.
And that isn't a waiter, my dear, that's a butler.
Well, I can't yell, "Oh, Butler," can I? Maybe somebody's name is Butler.
She was the top female box office draw for much of her career, but while Marilyn Monroe always looked like $1 million, she didn't have anywhere near that much.
How long have you been studying Marilyn Monroe and collecting items?
Well, probably since I discovered her at about 12 or 13 years old, so well over 40 years now.
40 years.
Scott Fortner, who owns the Marilyn Monroe collection, has taken a deep dive into her finances.
Oh, this is so cool because it says exactly who she paid.
Right.
You have some of her bank statements and even checks she wrote?
Yeah, I have her full 1962 archive of financial documents. And what's amazing about this documentation is it tells you exactly what Marilyn made and what she spent her money on. And it really is a great tool for dispelling a lot of the rumors and stories that are out there about Marilyn. So one story is that she borrowed $5,000 from Joe DiMaggio to put down on this house in Brentwood. But these statements show that in January, when she put that deposit down, she made over $250,000 in royalties from her films. And there's no deposit into an account for $5,000. There's the expense for the deposit, but she didn't need to borrow money from Joe.
She could buy that house on her own.
She bought that house on her own, exactly.
And in the summer of 1962, that house was where she gave her final interview, talking with Life magazine about everything from movies to money.
I would like enough to sustain myself on, and those around me who need a little help. But to be a millionaire isn't any ambition of mine. It was never one of my American dreams.
The interview and photos, many never before seen in public, are in a new book that the publishers consider her official autobiography, Marilyn, The Lost Photos, The Last Interview. That interview was published August 3, 1962, and 2 days later, Marilyn was found at her home, dead of an apparent drug overdose.
Do you have any doubt in your mind that she killed herself?
It's my opinion that she died by her own hand, whether it was intentional or accidental. That's the big question. I think the general public is unaware of the fact that she had overdosed in the past. It wasn't the first time. Arthur Miller talks about 2 times that he had saved her when she had overdosed, and there were times before that as well.
One of the most famous stars in Hollywood history is dead at 36.
Marilyn's death has become part of her mystique. But for millions of fans, it's not about how she died, but how she lived. And to all of them, she is eternal.
Do you think 100 years from now, people are still going to be talking about Marilyn Monroe?
Well, I feel that she's our modern-day Cleopatra, so I think the answer to that question is probably yes. And I say that because she's had certain impacts on pop culture that still to this day are existent and ongoing.
I hate a careless man.
Do you get the sense that people just still love Marilyn?
Oh, yes. There's a reason that she's still as popular and ever present today, and I think that she always will be. And what it boils down to is she was troubled, she was challenged. At the same time, she was a genius. Look at what she accomplished.
Isn't it delicious?
She created this character that the world fell in love with and still to this day is in love with.